So you want to upgrade to a bimetal heat break? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Step number one is we're going to remove our heat sink. Mine has just 2 screws in it. Next up, I'll remove the heat sock. We'll remove the grub screw, or just loosen, it's fine. Next up, there's 2 screws on the bottom for anything that's Creality at least. Alright. Mine still had plastic in it, so we'll just cut that. At this point, we're just going to heat up our heater cartridge so we could unscrew the nozzle. Alright, we're at heat, so at this point you're going to want to be careful not to short your wires. So we'll just go in here. And remove the nozzle. Next up, we'll just remove the old throat. In fact, I should just be able to spin it. Yeah, since mine had plastic in it, PTFE lining helped. Alright, now we're just going to let this cool down. You can pull your old PTFE lining out of your old throat and save it for later. Alright, now that we've cooled down enough that we can touch it, we'll just screw in our thread. Now this part's kind of important. Alright, you want to have a small gap. Let me see if I can't zoom in here to better showcase what I mean. See how there's a very small gap between there? That's what you want, because when you essentially torque this down, when it's fully heated up, it's gonna... You need to have a little bit of space in there. Otherwise, you're just going to have a gap between your hot end and your nozzle. Or I mean, your throat and the nozzle. Alright, so at this point, we'll just slide this back up in there. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the system, and we're going to make sure we torque those down fully, but don't forget to tighten up your grub screw, because this will prevent it from essentially turning. So now that our hot end is nice and hot, we're going to go and finish torquing down our nozzle. You can see I got probably a quarter turn. That's why you want to have that space in there. And then carefully, because this is hot now, you want to go and just do some final tightening of these, because again, look at that. I got a full, probably quarter turn, maybe even half turn. That one's pretty tight though. Okay. Now we're going to put our heat sock back on. Be careful not to actually bump the nozzle. Now we'll put our fan shroud back on. Put our screws back in. Alright, at this point you could choose between the blue expensive Capricorn tubing or just cheap generic white PTFE tubing, because really it's not going to be down in the hot zone anymore. So I'm just going to use the cheap stuff rather than the expensive stuff, because it won't make a difference. If you plan to use this bimetal heat break with PLA, I strongly recommend you have direct drive of some form, whether it be a Titan clone or something else. From my experience, you won't have the torque needed if you're just going to be using a Bowden setup. Alright, and we're extruding. One last important thing that I forgot to mention is you definitely want to level your bed, because you've changed the throat, which may have changed your height just a little bit, so that may cause a problem. In my case, my bed's definitely a little too high now. Now that we're level, it's no longer scraping, and it's just the perfect 0. Alright, let's get a fast burn going.
If you found this video helpful or informative, please drop a like as it helped the video reach more people, and consider subscribing for more content, and I hope to see you all next time.